The Jolly series is undoubtedly one of the most popular names in the FNAF community, but while making these games, the developer IvanG released a spin-off called Jollibee's Phase 1 on August 3rd, 2019. Jollibee's was IvanG's next big FNAF fan game, supposedly taking place after the events of Jolly, yet it only existed for a brief period of time. Since Jollibee's basically took inspiration from, well, Jollibee, it was taken down, although I don't see the resemblance. Without further ado, this is the banned FNAF fan games they don't want you to play.
Our children have been victims of food poisoning earlier this morning while at a party in a local fast food restaurant. Surveillance footage shows that an unknown man wearing blue broke into the kitchen and added what seemed to be chemicals, which was later given to the children.
Jollibee's Phase 1 starts with a really cool intro cutscene which presents some background into why Jollibee's was closed down. You play as Justin Smith, a man who earns the job of night security guard for Jollibee's. Finding the office is your objective, and once you do, the game starts with the typical survive till 6 AM FNAF style. Here you have a few things to worry about. The animatronics you have to keep track of are Popo, Yum, Twirly, Hetty, and of course Jollibee. Popo and Yum are very similar, except for one key mechanic. They each start in their own party rooms and make their way into the vents. You have the option to shut the vents on them, but watch out. You see that oxygen meter? Keeping the vents closed for too long will suffocate you, so... If either Yum or Popo gets past you, you'll hear a loud banging noise in the vent to your left. Shining the light on Yum will make him go away, but Popo doesn't like that, and shining the light on him will result in an instant death. To your right, you'll see a glass window with Hetty. This is the parts and service room, and Hetty is there because...
She's supposed to be together with Twirly, the girl on Cam 9, but she isn't acting right recently. Sometimes she's singing and sometimes she's just not responding.
She'll start getting up from the floor to escape into the vents. You need to use your flashlight on her to send her back to her first position, but if you ignore her and the window is empty, your final line of defense is to shut off the vent that she's in. Careful though, because shutting off multiple vents can cause oxygen to run out very rapidly. I learned this the hard way. Twirly and Jollibee work very similarly. They will both make their way from their show stages to the front of your office, where you will see their red eyes in the window. If you see one of them there, turn the lights off immediately and they'll think the room is empty. Keep them on for too long and... This all seems very manageable, right? A virus will appear once in a while and you'll have to find the camera it's on and click it before it's too late. You'll also get ads from time to time as you check the cameras, and the amount of ads gets incredibly obnoxious in the later nights, which is annoying because you can't do anything while the ads are still up. Oh, you thought that was it? No, that's only the office portion of the game. During each night shift, you get a phone call and you're told to do some post-shift tasks. Yet, upon it turning 6 AM, you can just leave immediately if you want, but where's the fun in that? I won't go into too much detail on what these minigames consist of because, in all honesty, they are not all that interesting. But essentially, you have to do some maintenance or clean a specific room with an animatronic stalking you the whole time. Yep. Nothing to worry about there. These are pretty creepy at the beginning, but you can get the hang of it. The fifth post-night task is where these get interesting, and the game branches off into multiple different endings. You're told to go fix Hetty, and the choices you have made up until this moment will actually decide which of the 4 endings you get. The suspicious ending is unlocked by leaving the building after night 5, where you go home and watch an advertisement for Jollibee's on TV. Boo-hoo, boring. The discovery ending is unlocked by not doing every task in the previous nights. Here you hear a tape recording by the technician who was killed by Hetty. The slacker ending is unlocked by skipping all the post-shift tasks, resulting in you receiving a paycheck and a pink slip for not doing a task you were told to do. And the death/true ending you get by finishing all tasks before night 5. After entering to fix Hetty, Kevin Johnson's tape is played, who if you don't know is the CEO of Jolly Entertainment. Kevin tells the guard to switch Hetty into mascot mode so you can get into your suit. Kinda like the Springlock mode for Springlock animatronics, except we all know how that goes. When worn, Hetty activates and the tape stops.
You are now inside the animatronic suit. Now you should be able to see the suit maintenance screen. The first step of troubleshooting the suit is to
You don't.
It's over. We got him.
Very well. Now on to phase 2.
A very ominous ending, which would eventually lead to the release of Jollibee's Phase 2. 3 days after Jollibee's closed, the animatronics were sent out for further investigation. In this game, instead of working as a night guard in the abandoned pizzeria, you are in the LBM shipments warehouse, where it is your job to transport boxes each night shift and guard the animatronics before they are shipped out to another location. Before you begin each night shift, you see a screen where you can upgrade various parts of your office with money you earn at the end of each night shift and by completing jobs, but we'll get to that later. On your left, you will see controls for various aspects of the facility, a motion detector, cameras, an audio layer, and a hacking system, but we'll get to those in a bit. Here on the left, you can see 5 conveyor belts labeled A, B, C, D, and E, and your job is to send the boxes to their correct destination, and every box you miss will decrease your paycheck. Now, the motion detector can be very useful as it shows you exactly where the animatronics are, which, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory, and you will see that as you use the conveyor belt to move boxes, the animatronics will hop onto them and get to you faster, so be careful with how much you use the conveyor belt. Well, the cameras are cameras. They show you different parts of the facility, which I found to be very useful when locating whether or not an animatronic is on a conveyor belt. The audio lure is very helpful because, well, it lures the animatronics. Not much explanation needed there. Now, hacking is a system that doesn't work on the first night, so we'll come back to it later. These systems may seem like they give you an obscene amount of control over the animatronics, but see that stability meter? Let it go low enough and the system will go offline. You can fix this by going to the maintenance panel at the right side of the office to reboot them, which takes about 3 to 5 seconds. Now let's talk about the office since we're already here. You have to shine your flashlight every once in a while to make sure that there's no animatronic in front of you. If you miss it, well, every animatronic works differently. Popo is the only animatronic you encounter on the first night. He will appear at your window, and when you see him, shine your flashlight to make him go away. Pretty simple. Yum has the exact same mechanic as Popo, but he appears on the second night. Twirly and Hetty appear on night 3. If you see either of them in your window, hide under the desk. Twirly will peek under the table and you must avoid her stare until she gets herself back up. Hetty has the same mechanic, only that instead of avoiding her stare, you have to avoid her hand as she attempts to grab you. If she does grab you, she won't jump scare you immediately, but I'd advise you to not open the workstation panel. Jollibee appears on night 4 and is also very similar to Twirly and Hetty. Alright, remember that hacking mechanic? The one that you unlocked on night 2 and you haven't used once because I haven't told you how to use yet? I don't know how you survived this long without it. With this system, you can hack any animatronic and send them wherever you want. And it's great because it even works when you're not on the workstation panel. I found the hacking system to be extremely useful because right before an animatronic was about to reach my window, I could just send them back. Bye, Yum. Now, before we get on to what happens after night 5, let's talk about the jobs. These were also unlocked after night 1, and with jobs, you can complete various tasks to make a little bit extra cash for some upgrades or stuff in the shop. I mean, your choice. I won't spend too long on this, but the premise of each job is to complete the tasks, whether it's using a forklift to reorganize some boxes, check if the labels on boxes are correct, print the right ID numbers on boxes, or even use a box transporting robot to move boxes to their correct places. Anyway, in each job, we deal with one of the animatronics, or 2, if you're playing the driving minigame. Every time one of them moves, you want to shine your flashlight to make them leave. Occasionally, they will breathe on the player, and shining your light will result in an instant death. So be sure to listen before you get any bright ideas. I think you should like the video for that. If there's an animatronic breathing on you, hold your breath by holding down shift until the breathing stops. Once you complete night 5, you can get one of 3 known endings. The incompletion certificate ending is unlocked by beating the game, but not upgrading any systems nor buying anything from the shop. The 100% completion certificate ending is unlocked by beating the game and buying every upgrade and everything in the shop, but the interesting one is the showing off certificate ending, unlocked by completing the game without any upgrades, but to my knowledge you can still buy stuff in the shop.
Soul Captivation Project, and it turned out great. I'm now initiating a phase 2 of that project, which is the test of reliability of using an animatronic robot to preserve human life. If this project works, you'll see my brain embedded to an endoskeleton skull. That is all. End of memo.
Don't worry, it's all in place.
Phase 2 will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Anyways, you may not be able to shine your light on Popo anymore, but you can still shine it on that subscribe button, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I made this video because I kind of missed Jollibee's. I really liked it when I played it. It was actually one of the first FNAF Fan Games I played on my channel, so... Anyway, that's all for today on Jollibee's, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!